Now we will continue with crystals and crystallization. What is crystals? Crystals are homogeneous solid arranged symmetrically, and they are bounded by plane surfaces meeting at sharp edges. It means they have definite geometrical shape. So that one is known as crystals. When a hot saturated solution is cooled, the excess solid is generally thrown out in the form of particles having definite geometric shape. The particles are called crystals and the process is called crystallization. So crystals are homogeneous solid of definite geometric shape. The shape may be the cubical shape or may be rhombic or monoclinic or hexagonal shape. So different shapes are there of the crystals. Here actually within the crystal the plane surface meet at the sharp edges and provide the shape to the substance, to the particles of the substance. So that is what, that is the crystal. Now the crystallization, the process by which the crystals are separated or deposited from a hot saturated solution of a substance on cooling gently is called crystallization. It means whenever a hot saturated solution is cooled down slowly, then the substance, the salt is precipitated out in the form of crystal, and that process is known as crystallization. Now the conditions necessary for crystallization is that first the salt solution prepared must be a saturated solution, then after that it is evaporated slowly for a time being, and then it is cooled down slowly. When it is cooled down, then the crystals are precipitated out. If the cooling is done very faster, then what will happen, instead of crystals you will get powdery substance, that is the you will get the amorphous form of the substance, not the crystalline structure or the crystal form. So crystallization is not possible if after evaporation the saturated solution is not cooled down slowly. Instead of that, the cooling is done little bit faster, then at that time you won't get the crystals, you will get amorphous powder. Now next we will discuss about the water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? The fixed number of water molecules that are in loose chemical combination with one molecule of a salt is called water of crystallization. You have heard about the salt hydrated copper sulfate, that is CuSO4.5H2O, or washing soda, that is what? Washing soda, that is Na2CO3.10H2O, or green vitriol FeSO4.7H2O, Epsom salt MgSO4.7H2O. So here all this dot after dot, whatever the water molecule is there, that is associated, this is combined with this salt, but the combination is a loose chemical combination. So these fixed number of water molecules which are in the loose chemical combination with the salt, these water molecules which are associated with the one molecule of the salt, and that one is known as water of crystallization. So the fixed number of water molecules that are in loose chemical combination with one molecule of a salt is called water of crystallization. When the salt contain water of crystallization or fixed number of water molecule, that type of salt is known as hydrated salt or hydrated substance. For example, hydrated, this is hydrated copper sulfate salt, then hydrated sodium carbonate, hydrated ferrous sulfate, like that. But when it is heated, it will lose its water of crystallization, and at that time we call it anhydrous substance or anhydrous salt. Anhydrous means without water molecule. So when hydrated copper sulfate salt, when it is heated, then it is converted into the anhydrous copper sulfate salt. Like copper sulfate CuSO4 dot 5H2O. This one is what? This is the hydrated one, because it has 5 molecules of water of crystallization. When it is heated, then it is converted into CuSO4 plus 5H2O. Now within this copper sulfate no water molecule is there, so no water molecule, that is why this is known as anhydrous copper sulfate. This hydrated copper sulfate is blue in color and crystalline in shape, while this anhydrous copper sulfate, this is white in color and it is amorphous or in the powdery state. It means whenever a substance is hydrated substance is there, it is in the crystalline form, and when it is heated it is converted into the powdery form. It has no geometrical shape at that time, and maybe when it is in the hydrated state it has some peculiar or particular color, and when it is heated it will lose its water of crystallization, and due to that it will lose its color also. Now next one is we will discuss about the efflorescent, deliquescent and hygroscopic substance. Now substances when exposed to air, it has been observed that some of the substances absorb moisture from the atmosphere and dissolve in the absorbed moisture. Some of the substance just absorb the moisture, but the state of the substance will not change, means it will not dissolve in it. And some of the substance will lose its water of crystallization, maybe partially or wholly, completely when exposed to the open air. So on the basis of this, there are 3 different type of substances: efflorescent substance, deliquescent substance and hygroscopic substance. For example, when washing soda, when it is kept in the open air, then you will see that it will crumble down into the powder after some time. It means actually the washing soda, that is Na2CO3.10H2O, it will lose its water of crystallization when exposed to the air. Partially it will lose its water of crystallization because it will be converted into Na2CO3.H2O. So this is what? This is a efflorescent salt. So efflorescent salt means the salt which has actually water of crystallization is there. When it is kept in the open air, then it will lose its water of crystallization. And why this happened? Actually, the water vapor of the salt is much more compared to the atmospheric vapor pressure. The vapor pressure within the salt is more than atmospheric vapor pressure. At that time, it will lose its water of crystallization and convert it into the powdery form. Now next type of substances are there. When they are kept in the open air, they absorb the moisture and turn into the dissolve in that and convert it into the liquid state. So they are known as deliquescent substance. For example, sodium hydroxide, that is caustic soda, ferric chloride, when they are exposed to open air, they absorb the moisture. And some of the substances like quicklime, concentrated sulfuric acid, when they are exposed to open air, they absorb the moisture, but their state will not change. Like quicklime, it is in the solid state, it will remain in the solid state after absorption of moisture. Concentrated sulfuric acid, it will remain in the liquid state after the absorption of the moisture. So here there is no change of state, and these type of substances are known as hygroscopic substances. So, and the efflorescent substances, it will lose its water of crystallization, and this process, when a substance kept in open air or exposed to air, and when it will lose its water of crystallization and converted into the powdery form, that process is known as efflorescence, and the process in which the substance will absorb the moisture from the air and dissolve in the absorbed moisture, that process is known as deliquescence. So, the difference between the efflorescence, deliquescent and hygroscopic substance is that efflorescent substance will lose its water of crystallization wholly, completely or partially, and deliquescent substance will absorb moisture from the atmosphere and dissolve in that, means its state will change. But in case of hygroscopic substance, it will just absorb the moisture from the atmosphere, but its state will not change. Second difference is that in case of efflorescent substance, the vapor pressure of the substance is more than atmospheric vapor pressure, but in case of deliquescent and hygroscopic substance, the vapor pressure is less than that of the atmospheric vapor pressure. Third difference is that when efflorescent substance is kept in open air, then due to the loss of water of crystallization, the weight of the substance will decrease, means there will be the loss in weight in case of efflorescent substance. But in case of deliquescent and hygroscopic substance, since they absorb the moisture from the atmosphere, so weight of the or the mass of the substance will increase. So, this is all about the efflorescent, deliquescent and hygroscopic substances. Now, next is that what is a drying agent and what is a dehydrating agent. Drying agent, fused calcium chloride, concentrated sulfuric acid acts as drying agent. Drying agent means which will remove the moisture from other substance. Which will remove the moisture means physically combined moisture, just not chemically combined. The moisture is there within the substance that can be removed with the help of fused calcium chloride, concentrated sulfuric acid or phosphorus pentoxide, depending on the type of the chemical. So, they are known as drying agent. For example, ammonia. To dry the ammonia gas, quicklime is used. To dry hydrogen chloride gas, concentrated sulfuric acid is used to remove the moisture. So, in case of ammonia, quicklime is acting as a drying agent. In case of hydrogen chloride gas, concentrated sulfuric acid is acting as a drying agent. We cannot use quicklime as the drying agent to dry hydrogen chloride gas. Why? Because hydrogen chloride react with the quicklime. Quicklime is a base and hydrogen chloride gas is acidic in nature. So, they react with each other and form calcium chloride and water. That is why quicklime cannot be used to dry hydrogen chloride gas. Concentrated sulfuric acid is used as a drying agent to dry hydrogen chloride gas. Next is dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent means that will also remove the chemically combined water or the elements of the water from the compounds. Generally, concentrated sulfuric acid act as the dehydrating agent. It removes chemically combined water or the elements of the water from the compound. For example, when concentrated sulfuric acid is added to hydrated copper sulfate, it means blue vitriol. It will remove its water molecule, that is a water of crystallization from copper sulfate, convert it into anhydrous form. That is why when concentrated sulfuric acid is added to this hydrated copper sulfate, its color changes from blue to white, and crystalline form, from crystalline structure it is converted to the amorphous form. In the same way, when that concentrated sulfuric acid is added to the sugar particles or glucose, you will observe that the glucose or the sugar particle converted into the black spongy mass. Why? Because glucose is C6H12O6. Here C6H12O6, H12 and O6 means they are in the ratio of they contain elements of the water, hydrogen and oxygen, in the ratio which is present in water, 2:1 ratio. So, it removes those water molecules from the glucose and convert it into the black spongy mass. Like here, in this copper sulfate dot 5H2O, instead of heating, if I will add here concentrated sulfuric acid, we will get the same result. that is the copper sulfate converted into the anhydrous form. Blue crystalline hydrated copper sulfate converted into amorphous white anhydrous copper sulfate due to addition of concentrated sulfuric acid. Glucose C6H12O6, and to this, when concentrated sulfuric acid is added, then it will give 6C, that is the black spongy mass of carbon, plus 6H2O, because in this part H12O6 water is there, 6H2O is there, so that is removed, and due to the removal of this water particle, this glucose is converted into the black spongy mass. So, sulfuric acid, only the concentrated sulfuric acid, not the dilute one. Concentrated sulfuric acid is acting as drying agent as well as dehydrating agent, means it has the ability to remove the moisture from the substance, and it has the ability to remove the chemically combined water from the compounds or from the substance. So, concentrated sulfuric acid acts as a drying agent as well as dehydrating agent, and as well as it is acting as hygroscopic substance also, because it will absorb the moisture from the atmosphere, and if it is whatever its concentration is there, due to absorption of moisture, it will be diluted. That is why the sulfuric acid is kept in the laboratory, and a tight cork is there on the bottle. Otherwise, the concentrated acid will absorb the moisture and convert it into the dilute state. So, this is all about crystallization, water of crystallization, efflorescent, deliquescent and hygroscopic substance, drying agent and dehydrating agent.